Tilak. So I'm an aspiring filmmaker and an actor. I'm also a content creator from Hyderabad. Same అతను అడిగిన క్వశ్చన్ లాగానే సేమ్ ఐ వాంట్ టు ఆస్క్ బట్ ఇన్ అ డిఫరెంట్ వే. మీరు ఒకవేళ కంటెంట్ క్రియేటర్ అయ్యి ఉంటే వాట్ ఇనిషియేటివ్ వుడ్ యూ టేక్ లైక్ టు డెవలప్ నాట్ జస్ట్ ద కంటెంట్?
అంటే కంటెంట్ క్రియేషన్లో అంటే నేనే వాట్ ఐ బిలీవ్ ఇన్ ఇస్
సో అంటే లైక్ ఇప్పుడు
అంటే ఎనీ కంటెంట్ క్రియేషన్ షుడ్ మేక్ యూ ఐ థింక్ ఎనీ కంటెంట్ ఇఫ్ యూ రీడ్ ఎ బుక్ ఆర్ ఇఫ్ యూ లుక్ ఎట్ సంథింగ్ ఇఫ్ యూ షేర్ సమ్ ఐడియాస్ I think it should make you a better person. It should uplift it should make you better than what you are as of now. So content creation has many, it depends on how many elements, I mean, how many aspects of human nature is there. If you go into your library, what kind of books you choose depends on your approach. So in the same way, when I do content, if I want to do content creation, for example, when I said about, for me, I do about patriotism and conservation of nature. If I'm a content creator, I look at about Shruti's basketball thing, whatever she's going through, the volleyball thing, I'll try to hold it. This is the issue which is happening. So I try to raise that kind of issues. Or else some kind of nullamala or some kind of uranium is happening, maybe I have to raise that issue. So for me, maybe I might not get as many likes as possible. I might not be, I would not have done with for likes. That's all I can say. Yes. But I would do something constructive which would benefit the people or society around.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Hi, sir. My name is Abhishek. I am a content creator. So my question is, అంటే నాలాంటి జెన్జీ ఇంకా యూత్ మొత్తం స్టార్టింగ్ నుండి నర్సరీ నుండి మొత్తం చదువుతున్నారు అండ్ కెరీర్ దగ్గరికి వచ్చేపాటికి కన్ఫ్యూజ్ అవుతున్నారు ఎట్ ద ఎండ్ ఆఫ్ ద డే. సో మీ నుంచి తెలుసుకోవాలనుకుంటున్నాను, లైక్ కెరీర్లో కన్ఫ్యూజ్ అయిన వాళ్ళకి మీరు ఇచ్చే అడ్వైస్ ఏంటని అడుగుదాం.
Just want to understand you are from?
విజయవాడ సార్.
No, what are you doing?
ఇంటర్ ఫస్ట్ ఇయర్.
You're into first year, okay. So what kind of, okay, till, do you agree till certain basic education, I think we have to go through it. We don't have a choice. Manaki gurukulalu levu. We don't have gurukulas. We don't have, patashalas. I think whatever the standard format is. So when I was in, that I finished I discontinued my intermediate, +2. The reason is, I was looking at Rabindranath Tagore's life. They say Rabindranath Tagore was a nature lover. He never went into standard school. So I thought, if I take a model, Rabindranath Tagore as a model, I think even I don't have to, something I thought very widely, and I didn't like the way what they taught me in school, the way they taught me in school. So for me, I want to know more about nature and other things, but something, I didn't like it, but I could drag myself till intermediate. After that, I felt I was not happy about it. I want to learn on my own, right from languages or whatever. Then I went to different aspects. Even now I read around 3 to 4 hours I read. I never stopped learning. Though I had stopped education, regular conventional education, but I had never stopped learning. So when it comes to career, I was thinking, what kind of job I should get into? Something which makes me feel that I want to be happy in what I'm doing. I can suggest this, I can say this, don't do something which you don't like. If your heart is somewhere, wherever your heart is, try to do that. Maybe even if that gives you money, that will give you money. I think always I was searching for what is there in my heart, what kind of passion I'm with. Maybe I found that passion little in cinema. More than acting, I found it in creative aspects. I think that's what made me, additionally, acting has become a part of my nature. I feel my advice would be, follow your heart, where your heart is, where you're spending your time. If you're reading books, what kind of books you're reading, what kind of films you're watching, what kind of people you're interacting with. I think based on that, I think there is something is happening, there is some destiny is shaping up. I think you should stick to it, but don't do something which someone has said it to you. That's why I don't push my kids to do something which I like. I said, do something which you like. I don't push them. But at the same time, I guide them if they're confused. The same I can tell you, if you follow your passion, follow whatever your heart says. But don't do something which you're pushed or you're into it. Unless there is, sometimes you do something which you don't like, but that could be for survival. But after some time, you follow your heart and follow your passion, and eventually your job should make you feel elated and happy. And eventually that will give you the required growth, let it be financial, let it be in any other aspects. That I could say.
Thank you.
Thank you. Wish you very best for your future.
Sir, Abhishek here. He's actually a practicer of what you are saying right now. He's in his intermediate first year, sir. He's had things in past where they wouldn't join him in school for whatever that he has. అలా అక్కడి నుంచి స్టార్ట్ అయ్యి now he's a full-fledged content creator who has 50,000 followers online. He's a full-fledged content creator.
Content creation.
So he's influencing people online. He has his own clothing brand.
Wow.
So he's proving to everybody that has rejected him.
So you followed so you should be the leading example. Instead of asking me, you should do this. Congrats, Abhishek. Wonderful.
Thanks.
You have 50,000 people who follow. Wow. Excellent. You must be 16, 17?
18, sir.
18. Oh, wonderful.
Thanks.
So now these days, this content creation and all that has become very much fashionable and all that. But we remember, sir, in 2018, you have gone to that Vantada illegal mining area, and you yourself have shot that entire thing, and you have posted it. See it.
I used to do that.
So,
But then I never knew it was content creation, but I was just doing my job.
you were always like that. As you have mentioned reading, sir, I would like to ask you to suggest 3 books, 3 movies that you want Gen Z to read to have that strong mind and all.
I'm a bit scared to suggest books. One is a Telugu book called Bibhuti Bhushan Bandyopadhyaya. It is a Bengali translation. It's called Vanavasi. That will teach you a lot about conservation of nature. In the name of civilization, how do we destroy the culture? That's one book I would like to suggest you, Vanavasi. There are 2 books, you confine me for, because I read a lot. So, in terms, just I want to talk about economics, and I can suggest you read Thomas Sowell books. Thomas Sowell is an American economist. Somehow his thoughts resonate with us. I think one is any books of Thomas Sowell, right from basic economics to any social theories. I think that one writer quite interesting for me. So Thomas Sowell. And any books of Swami Vivekananda, which makes you a very strong individual. You don't. I think just off the hand, if to say that I'm able to recall these 3. 3 films you're talking about. I think I like any films which doesn't depress us. One film is all about the Italian film which won an Oscar award is Life is Beautiful. For me, when I see that film, it reminds me of Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist who was caught up in concentration camps and Jewish concentration camps. He was a very prominent psychologist in Vienna. And what made him? He went into concentration camps, very prominent guy. And to the extent he was pushed into a situation, he lost his wife. And he was forced to eat fingers of dead bodies. And he came out with, in that entire process, he didn't come out bitter and battered. He came out in a more constructive way, and he came out with a concept called logotherapy. No matter what happens in your life, the way you interpret makes all the difference. I think that's the crux of what he says. I think that one book, for multiple reasons, I like that book, Viktor Frankl's In Search of Meaning, I think, Life's Search for Meaning, something like that. But that theme has reflected in the film called Life is Beautiful. The father really goes through a lot of more, like in any concentration camp, what a Jewish personality must have gone through those times. And how it does not make, he makes sure it does not impact his son, and how in the most toughest circumstances and dire consequences, he raises the hope of a future to his son. I think that really moved me, that film. Life is Beautiful. And I like films of Akira Kurosawa. It's all about strength and courage. It's all about standing, especially Yojimbo, and these are the films which I like, that one particular film. And of course I like Sholay, Amitabh Bachchan and Dharmendra's. That's one of my favorite films. In Telugu I like a lot of films, but if you ask me to confine only for three, I'm able to say these three films.
సో ఒక విషయం ఏంటంటే విజయవాడలో బుక్ ఫెస్ట్ జరగాలి, లైక్ ఇట్ హ్యాపెన్స్ ఇన్ హైదరాబాద్ అండ్ ఆల్. సో విజయవాడలో బుక్ ఫెస్ట్ అవ్వాలంటే దే వర్ గివెన్ ప్లేస్ అవుట్ సైడ్ ద సిటీ, బట్ దే అప్రోచ్డ్ సార్. సో సార్ మాట్లాడి విజయవాడ విత్ ఇన్ ద సిటీ ఆ బుక్ ఫెస్ట్ అయ్యేలా చేసి అదంతా వెళ్ళడం. తర్వాత మీరు విక్టర్ ఫ్రాంకిల్ బుక్ చెప్పారు కానీ సార్, మ్యాన్స్ సర్వైవల్, అది మ్యాన్ సెర్చ్ ఫర్ మీనింగ్. సో ఆ బుక్ మీరు పట్టుకున్నారు సార్, ఆ తర్వాత అది అమెజాన్లో అవుట్ ఆఫ్ స్టాక్ అయిపోయింది.
One more book I would like to, which moved me, was Herman Hesse's Siddhartha. That's one great book. You have to read that.
Hi, good afternoon, sir. My question for you is, nowadays Gen Z has a lot of options in terms of education, food, clothes, anything really. So what is your advice in helping Gen Z decide how to choose from this variety of options, and how was your decision making when you were the Gen Z age around that?